Philly Captain live on the hotline right now. Check him out on YouTube. So you were talking about, the key is like consistency to keep up with your channel, right? So,
Yeah, consistency. That's what keeps the YouTube algorithm pleased. 2 videos a day in a live stream, and they give you more impressions, which means more people get to see the opportunity to click your video.
what's the key to getting like a lot of views and more? Just the consistency, or is it like the titles or the hashtags, or what? Like what's the key?
Most importantly, it's topic. I find so
Okay.
like when I go to Kensington, that's an automatic 10,000 views.
Wow.
But there's like people who just make videos in Kensington, and it's such a bad spot. I can't do that. So yeah, I don't know. You make your videos and you post them, and you make sure the thumbnail is important, and you use keywords. They have keywords you have to use to have people look up your videos. So use good keywords, have a good thumbnail, and then you just pray to God people watch.
Right. Nice. That's awesome. So I got to ask you, talk to us a little bit about the Fandemic crew, how you got involved with that. Was that you, or did you kind of just like, because I felt like you were like one of the faces of the Fandemic crew.
I was there the first day the Fandemic crew was born. Matter of fact, I was the loudest member of the Fandemic crew.
I saw you on TV a couple times.
Sure, yeah. I'm a loud guy, and I wear kilts. People like kilts, and I whenever I go to a Phillies game, I try. If it's nice out, I wear a kilt because we're at war. We must win the war.
Yeah.
But the Fandemic crew. So I went to the game with them, and they were very nice people, very quiet, stood off to the side. Those guys. And then they came back the next day. I had a few things to do, like anything else besides another baseball game when you couldn't even see it.
Right.
But those guys they deserve everything they get because they worked really, really hard on it. I guess I'm an honorary member of the Fandemic crew. I was there one night when
well, look, for people who don't know what that is, we're big Phillies fans, so when you couldn't go to a baseball game, they're starting to let fans in now, but before, when nobody could go, fans gathered outside of Citizens Bank Park and cheered on the Phillies. No matter what, you guys were always there every home game,
and
right at the gate.
And away games. They were there for away games because the broadcasters announced at the stadium.
That's all. You're right. Wow.
Insane. Those guys are insane. But they're friendly guys, and they're really, really nice guys. And I can't be affiliated with them because sometimes when I go to Phillies games, I'm a little mean to the visiting players.
Oh, you are, right?
Yeah, I heckle I'm not. They like to keep everything G-rated.
Yeah, but you're from Kensington. You got an excuse. You're Kenzo.
Yeah, I can't stand 5 feet away from another player from another team and not yell at them. I have to yell.
Yeah.
So every game when I go to a game, and I vlog every game I go to. I got like 8 more games I'm going to in the next month. Every time I go to the game, I go down to the bullpen and I heckle the players and I leave.
I love it.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. How do you think the Phillies are going to end up, turning out this year? I know they made a couple changes. They brought Odubel back up.
Yeah.
Reese is hot right now. Bryce Harper's hot right now. How do you think everything's going to pan out?
They'll be okay.
Yeah. Little nervous about the Mets. Little nervous about Atlanta. Sometimes it depends on how they're doing.
It's weird with baseball because you can't really tell how a team gels in April. The weather outside is cold.
Yeah.
The pitching is, the joints are tight. So Philadelphia baseball in April, you can't really. It's not a good way to get a thermometer to get the temperature of what the team is. And I know the season starts in April, unfortunately, but they look okay. They need a few things. They always need a few things.
Talk to us a little bit about your going back and forth. Now, I don't know if he's actually officially responded yet, but Dave Portnoy. Got to talk about Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy came to Philadelphia last year. This guy, he's a sleaze bucket. He's the worst. He's the worst type of human being.
Barstool Sports.
He's the worst type of human being in the world. He's the type of human being that values money over human life.
Okay.
And I hate people like that. So Dave Portnoy, this guy from Boston with this Boston accent and this ugly face, he goes on YouTube or Twitter, whatever, and he starts talking about how he's the captain of Philadelphia. And I lost my mind. How
I
dare
know.
he?
I remember seeing that. And I'm like, why is the Philly captain like so upset about Dave Portnoy?
Because he's the worst. If he wasn't the worst human being of all time, I would care. I can't. I don't know. I really don't know much about. He ate pizza. He took a bite, and then that's all I knew about him. And then apparently he's this big sports mogul. Well, look, I ain't got time to watch everybody on the internet with an opinion about sports, especially when it's a guy like Dave Portnoy. So I don't know who. He's just annoying. He's an annoying guy, and I just don't like him. And I think people think he's cool. He's the worst guy of all time. There's nothing cool about Dave Portnoy.
Now, I know you've done a couple rants about him on your channel. Has he responded at all? Have you gotten any kind of response?
No, he doesn't even know I exist.
Okay, all right. Just asking.
Hopefully one day I'll see him walking around the street. Now, I always have 2 video cameras in my pocket at all times, just in case I lose one. And if I ever see Dave Portnoy on the street, will it be the greatest video I have ever made?
Yes. Well, you know what? That kind of reminds me, because there was a video that I saw that you did a while ago. What was it? I can't remember what landmark it was, where somebody was up there taking donations and you had an altercation with them.
There at the Rocky statue.
That was the Rocky statue, yes.
The Rocky statue is the #1 tourist attraction.
Absolutely.
The #1 tourist attraction in the city. It's the reason why it's #1 tourist attraction. It's open 24 hours a day. You don't need a ticket to go in. It's open. You go. You take a picture.
Right.
Now, there's these people who stand at the Rocky statue, and they take your phone off you, and they take a picture of you, and then they say, you owe me $5 now. So I caught a lady doing that with this long line of tourists, and I said to her, I don't want you ripping off tourists in my city no more. And she said, she said lots of things that I can't say on the radio.
Right, right.
Fun fact, the Philadelphia police force cracked down on that now. People no longer take money off people at the Rocky statue.
Yeah, nice.
Good.
Nice. Yeah. So they were up there acting like they work for the city, like they were doing that as a service or something, like they worked there.
The lady had like a fanny pack and a green shirt, and she was acting like she was working for the art museum.
Yeah,
the Philadelphia Museum. Yeah,
what?
And I went into the museum, and I said, what are you doing? You got this lady doing that. And they said, the city owns the Rocky statue, so we can't do it. A lot of people passing the buck.
Well, guess what? The Philly captain, never fear, the Philly captain is here.
That's right. When you hear the word, here we are, you better look out.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, I have two. Before we wrap up, I got 2 suggestions for some shows or videos. Number 1, you should do a whole parody on Dave Portnoy. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Go around to different Philly pizza joints.
Okay.
That's just, that's just a suggestion, whatever. But
I could do? Instead of doing one bite, I'll do the whole pizza, because one bite's an insult to the pizza
Well,
parlor.
I'll say all that. Yeah. And then you can do commentary on all that if you want to do a bit, or maybe do a video going around to different pizza joints. The other thing is, since you are in Philly, what's better than talking about cheesesteaks? You got to go around and review some cheesesteak joints.
Absolutely. I do that now, but just in case any of your listeners are listening, and of course they're listening, that's what they do. John's Roast Pork in South Philadelphia has the best cheesesteak in the city.
Really?
Which one?
John's Roast Pork.
Okay.
The cheesesteaks are so good they don't even advertise. They advertise the roast pork. But they're a James Beard winner. The bread is hard, and it's the best sandwich you can have in the city.
The roll is one of the most important.
The bread makes the scene. You ever go anywhere else and you see a place make a Philly cheesesteak, like if you go down to Washington, D.C., and they make a Philly cheesesteak and you got it, the bread's horrible.
It's got the bread's it. That's it.
Yeah, I get the sandwich. I usually throw it at the person who sells it. How dare you call this a Philly cheesesteak?
I'm a Tony Luke's guy.
Okay, Tony Luke's is all right. You know what the thing about Tony? He makes his own bread. Think about this. In Philadelphia, we all know about each cheesesteak place, who makes what bread, who got that. It's kind of insane how much we cherish our food.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, look, one more time, the Philly Captain, for people who want to check out your YouTube channel, want to follow you on possibly other social media platforms. How can they do that?
Just the Philly Captain on Facebook, the Philly Captain on Instagram, the Philly Captain on Twitter, and just do the YouTube. I don't really do social media. I'm not really good at social media, but I do the YouTube. And they say YouTube social media.
Yeah.
It's like a basic cable TV station.
Right. Constantly updating. Hey, before we wrap up, one more time, give me a here we are.
Yeah.
Hey, Philly Captain, thank you so much for checking in, my man.
you.
And we got to have you back
I'm gonna
on,
remember
hopefully maybe in studio sometime.
Oh, dude, I love it. I got to tell you, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. Seriously, it's my first interview. I'm thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Hey, have a good day, my man.
All right, guys. Toodles.
Bye.